What's going on, everybody? Adam here with eTrailer. Today we have a 2020 Toyota Tundra. We're going to be taking a look at the Yakima OutPost HD Overhaul truck bed rack. If you're really looking to maximize your Tundra, I think that this system is going to be one of the best ways to do it. We have two different kinds. We're going to have the shorties right here. We can also have the Bedrock HD Bars down low, or a taller version of the OutPost. Be a little bit taller if you plan on having cargo a little bit over your cab. But these right here is going to be the best of both worlds. It's right in the middle, and we are going to have 78-inch bars on here right now. They don't really hang over a whole lot. Honestly, the wheel well here is still outside of these bars, and of course the mirrors, so you're not adding any width to your vehicle. So if there's some tight spots you usually go to when you're going off-road, you don't have to worry about that problem altogether. Depending on if you're going on-road or off-road, we are going to have two different weight capacities. So if we're going down the highway, we can load it up all the way up to 500 pounds. That's a lot. But if we are doing a bunch of off-road stuff, I would highly suggest not going over 300 pounds, because that is what they are rated for the off-road types of adventures you may be going on. If you still plan on using your truck bed as you did before, you just wanted extra bars above, well, with this one, we're not really going to have as much as some of the taller ladder racks, but I kind of like it. So we're not going to be sitting above our cab at all. These only sit up about 13 inches from the rails of your truck. So if you did have a bunch of different cargo and stuff you plan on putting in here, you can still stack it up all the way to the top and have your other accessories on top, so you can really get a lot of stuff in the bed of your truck. On our 2020 Tundra, we have a 5.5 foot bed. So one thing to think about, if you have a tonneau cover, we aren't going to be able to use it with this configuration because they actually sit on the inside of the rails. So if you have a tonneau cover, it's not going to work. Also, we are looking for a minimum crossbar spread of 36 inches. What we need to make sure of, if you have a toolbox and a 5.5 foot bed, make sure it's going to fit. I highly doubt it, especially if it's a rather large toolbox, to be able to get that crossbar spread that we need. So if you have a toolbox and a small bed like we have here, this probably isn't the rack for you. As far as accessories go, I have seen so many different things on top of these bars. I've seen a tepui tent. I've seen some bike racks on top of here with all their cargo underneath. I've actually seen a eTrailer cargo basket on top too. It was really cool looking, and it's really nice to be able to get some of those more sensitive items up on top of that basket and secure it down, because we have a spray and liner and it is extremely abrasive. If you have those sensitive items, they might get scratched up, so they'll be a little bit more safe up on top of your roof. And you may ask, why don't you just put it inside the truck cab? Well, let's just assume you got a lot of friends and they're filling up the whole entire cab of your truck. You can put all their stuff up on top here and underneath here to get all of it in there, so you guys will have plenty of room to do whatever you want. When it comes to accessories, we do want to make sure that if it is a clamp-on, that it will be able to clamp around a bar that is going to be 3 inches wide and about 1.5 inches thick. And if we do have any T-track accessories, we have a track up top. One thing I really like about these bars specifically, you don't see it a whole lot, is that we don't have to remove the cap to get our T-track accessories in and secured down. I like that because it's just one less thing you got to do whenever you're loading up to go on a trip. You know, time is money, and the more time you have, the more fun you can have. So definitely like that. And one thing you will have to do, you can either take this out or just trim it up. It helps keep a lot of that wind noise down. But when you whenever you put any sort of accessory on here, we want to make sure and cut this up to make room for it. Also, the cap is multifunctional. It also has a little tie-down point, so if you are strapping stuff down up top too, you got something right here that's ready to roll. We actually also have other tie-downs right here. It's going to be extremely secure. It's welded to the whole entire post here. And the cool thing about it, since it's a Yakima product, they always throw in a bottle opener right there, right there. So if you got a bottle, you need it opened, you can do it with your ladder rack, which is sweet. The cool thing about this is we have plenty of tie downs to secure all of our cargo correctly, make sure it's nice and safe. And also, cool thing about it is the ladder rack actually keeps itself safe too. Comes with some locks. You don't have to buy them separately. Comes with it. We're We're gonna have one here. We're gonna have one back here. No one's gonna be able to get this thing off of your Tundra because they're gonna be jealous. It is really, really cool. I like the looks of it, especially with this gray 2020. This rack's also gonna think about your truck too. We have a nice thick rubber pads. So this is a 2020. We really don't wanna scuff anything up. So you don't really have to worry about it. Big old thick pad right here, which is gonna keep everything nice and looking new, just as it did the day you unboxed it, which is great. Another thing, we do have an aluminum construction, and it's gonna be powder coated. So it looks really good, especially with the spray and liner and the gray of the truck. I like that. I don't know if you do, but it is gonna protect itself against all of that rusting corrosion over time. So if you keep this on your truck, don't worry about it rusting away in a year. To begin the installation, what we want to do is take our pads here. These are going to be the base to our ladder rack. But what we want to do is make sure we're going to have two different kinds. We're going to have one that's going to look like this. That's where the locking core is going to go on. We're going to have another one that looks like this. For each set of bars, like the one back here, we need to have one of these on each of them, just because we want to lock both of them into place so they won't go anywhere. So grab them, doesn't matter which side you put them on, but go ahead and do that. And we're going to take this little square piece here and this big old beefy bolt right here. And we're going to slide it into these little slots. It's only going to go in there one way. It's a pretty tight fit. But the nice thing is we have all that room to move it around. So go ahead and put that into place. We'll put these big bolts through there, and then take our pieces here. Have a nice little rubber, so it's not going to scratch the inside of our bed. Even though this one has Line-X in it, it's not really going to do anything anyway, but it's nice that they threw that in there. They're really thinking about your truck. Now you can take this huge Allen key and start threading it in there. Next step, what we want to do is just loosen that little bolt on the end, and then take our bar here, just kind of slide it in there, put it down, push that up, and screw it tight. And then we can use the tool to tighten it up. The ones that will have the locking core on it, like you see here, are going to use this tool, but the one on the other side is going to use this tool. In regards to the tools that they give you, it's awesome. I love these. You have both different sides, and you have plenty of stuff to grip it on and get plenty of torque, so that's definitely a plus. Next thing on our list is to prepare the bar to go on top of our posts. So first thing you need to do, take a tool. There's a little screw on the inside here. We need to take that cap off. So loosen it up. Found it a lot easier just to turn her upside down, get that bolt out of there, and then slide this guy off. There we go. 2 plates right here. I just rather just take one cap off, send one down all the way to the end, and put this one right about here. It's okay if they don't stay. They're gonna shift as you go, but once you're done with that, replace the little bolt and tighten it up. Now we can go ahead and take our bar, put it up, try to make it as even as possible, and it should line up pretty good. Now we want to find the bracket, and before we secure it down, we need to get the hardware ready to roll. So right here, we're going to need to have a pressure washer and then just a washer. Easy enough. And we're going to need this tool right here. It'll fit right in there. And do your very best. Kind of just line it up. There's a hole here, hole here. But you really don't want to push it too far. Once you get one hole in, then the other one's going to be lined up for you. Last step, go ahead and take the lock, and we can slide it on there. And then lock it into place, and it ain't going anywhere. All in all, I would definitely say if you have a Tundra and you really want to fit a lot of stuff in the bed of your truck, this is the way to do it, and you can get accessories on top. I just don't necessarily love getting accessories and stuff put on my roof. One, I don't like the looks of it. Two, I really don't like loading kayaks way up there. If you really want to load some kayaks on the back, there is a Yakima load extender. It goes in your hitch, so you can have it hanging off the back of your Tundra to get those kayaks secured. All in all, it's easier to load up and it looks cool. That's pretty much it for me. But this was the Yakima Overhaul HD Truck Bed Ladder Rack, and I'm Adam with eTrailer.